Today, we're diving into the haunting echoes of rare ancient engines. Every roar, every backfire tells a story, a mechanical symphony from another era. Buckle up and let's fire 'em up. The Continental R670, born in WW's training skies and still alive at restoration fields today. This 7-cylinder radial engine, once powering the PT-17 Stearman, became a symbol of trust and endurance. Its distinct pop-pop rhythm remains one of the most beloved sounds in American aviation history. When the Deutz MH711 cold starts, every detonation feels heavy and deliberate, like a giant waking from sleep. Slowly, it builds into a steady, rhythmic pulse. Though it stands still, each revolution radiates a raw, contained power, ready to erupt at any moment. The moment the Rolls-Royce Meteor V12 fires up, the air splits with raw force. A deep, thunderous roar bursts from its 27-liter heart of steel. Restarting it today feels like unlocking a long-lost chapter of history, one forged in war and sealed in silence for decades. Driving the legendary T-55, one of history's iconic tanks, the Panzer Motor Vi-12 Diesel embodies the power of a ruthless era. With 38.88 liters of displacement and 580 horsepower, it carried the T-55 across countless battlefields. Its thunderous roar stands as a symbol of military strength, endurance, and victory. The Lister SR3 is a 3-cylinder, 3.5L diesel engine, producing 12 horsepower at 1,500 RPM. Antarctica AD320 T400-1R, a mechanical giant brought to life. Its powerful roar fills the air as every component moves in perfect harmony. Steady electricity flows, delivering a reliable, long-lasting power system built for continuous operation. The 12 pistons hammer up and down like steel mill presses. Each sharp, powerful detonation echoes like mechanized artillery on the march. The Tatra Power V12 isn't just an engine, it's a roaring manifesto of Eastern European engineering. When the Deutz MO 121 pairs with a wood splitter, the show is electrifying. Hardwood cracks under the blade as the classic German engine pulses steadily, each turn beating like an unstoppable mechanical heart. This 2 diesel generator stands as the lifeline for data centers, hospitals, and offshore oil platforms. When the grid fails, it becomes the ultimate backup. Each startup transfers energy silently, from the grid to raw, unstoppable mechanical power. The MTU MB838 KM500 stands as a pinnacle of European diesel engineering. Its 10 cylinders roar with steady, unrelenting power, like a mechanical giant, ready to dominate any challenge in its path. Rolls-Royce Merlin. 38 comes alive with thunderous bursts, gradually climbing to full speed. With 2,400 horsepower, this engine doesn't just unleash raw power, it makes your heart pound with every pulse. The Alco RSD1 8652 is a true icon of rail power. Its 1,600 horsepower V12 diesel drives it to speeds up to 105 km/h, while every movement sends out a deep, thunderous roar, a full throttle experience for both eyes and ears. The exhaust trembles with every pulse, smoke billowing in time with each ignition. This is a Soviet V12, the heartbeat of legendary tanks like the T-34, T-55, and T-72. Simple, durable, and easy to maintain, it was engineered to withstand extreme heat and relentless battlefield conditions. The Maybach HL42 was more than an engine. It was the beating heart of the ZKFZ. 251-9 half-track, one of Germany's iconic W2 vehicles. It didn't just power the machine, it propelled an entire fighting force into battle. Slow and steady, this vintage machine hums at just 80 RPM, but each turn packs serious force. With 600 horsepower, it spent over 50 years doing one job perfectly, compressing air with relentless consistency. When the Continental AV-1790 ignites, the V-12's thunderous roar dominates the air. Designed for the M47, M48, and M60 tanks, it was a premier combat engine, built for raw pulling power and relentless durability under the harshest conditions. The 1905 Renault emerged when cars were a luxury reserved for France's elite. Every component, from the cylinder head to the hand crank, was handcrafted. Each ignition rang out as the heartbeat of the early 20th century mechanical revolution.
Cars like this take a little while.
See you later.
Beneath that elegant Rolls-Royce exterior beats the heart of a war machine. 12 pistons ignite in perfect fury, and the Liberty V12 erupts with raw, commanding power, a symphony of history and horsepower. You're not just hearing an engine, you're hearing history wake up. Each sputter of the C-54 Skymaster feels like a Y2 veteran rising from decades of silence. But when all four engines roar together, that deep, thunderous voice from the 1940s shakes the earth and stirs the soul. The R-4360 Wasp Major carved its name into aviation history, driving legendary aircraft like the B-36 Peacemaker and Convair B-24 Liberator. With its unique 28-cylinder corncob layout, this engine wasn't just a technical marvel. It was a key force behind the U.S. military's success during the war. If you enjoyed the video, drop in 1 in the comments. Your support fuels us to bring even more epic content. Born in the 1960s, the Lister TS2 captured the enduring spirit of British engineering. Known for its reliability and lifespan of up to 30,000 hours, it became a cornerstone of agricultural and rural power systems throughout the latter half of the 20th century. The Herforder 6H280 showcases post-war German heavy-duty engineering, powering tugboats, stationary plants, and military equipment. Every startup brings a slice of history to life, a tribute to enduring German durability. A single thump, and the entire frame shudders with the flywheel's rotation. The Scherer and Gross engine isn't about speed. It's steady, rugged, and unyielding. Even at idle, it speaks the raw language of mechanical power. That V8 monster roared awake, shaking off decades of silence. After a few raspy, powerful coughs, the Detroit 8V92TA erupted into life, filling the harbor with raw sound. This wasn't just an engine starting, it was the roar of 1980s American industrial power reborn. A dry hiss cuts through the quiet, followed by deep, powerful blasts from the exhaust. The propellers begin to turn, gradually gaining speed. This is the moment the An-2 Elena comes alive, a sound that's more than an engine roar. It's the voice of a living Soviet legend. Altman-Taylor was the last giant of the agricultural steam era, a final roar before diesel and gasoline took over. With immense pulling power and rock-solid durability, it powered threshing crews across the heavy clay fields of America's Midwest.